working on a 2009 Fat Bob today. We decided that we're going to change the blinkers. We want to get rid of the stock blinker and put one like this. So we already did this side. We're going to go ahead and do this side and show you how to do it. Don't mind the mess in the garage. And let's get to work. Alright guys, so this is the kit that we picked up. It's genuine Harley. Black illuminated mirrors. And it's for multiple bikes. So one of the things that we did with the instructions that came with it, there are a lot of things on here that you don't need to pay attention to. So we, like, for instance, this is page 5. There's a lot of stuff on here that does not pertain to the particular bike that we're working on. So we went ahead and kind of pared down the instructions. This is page 5 with the information for this bike. So if you just take a quick look through the instructions ahead of time, you'll save yourself a lot of a headache. Kind of organize a little bit, makes it easier. This is some of the stuff that comes in the kit. Most of this is extra parts you won't need, but it's just nice to lay everything out and have it all here. This is the mirror, blinker, grease, ratchets, all different tools. Some of the tools we had to improvise. I know there's a particular tool that we need that we didn't have, so we'll just improvise. A little wire we're going to use to fish through. Some tape. Anyway, let's get to work. Alright, so first thing first, we got to disconnect the battery. And these rags that I keep tangling around with me need to be put on here just to protect it, but I'll do that in a second. So taking off the battery cover first. What? Put this somewhere safe. Leave your screws in it. Okay, negative first. So it's not touching that. Pull that cable away also. Okay, we're good. Battery's off. Now we can actually start. Okay, so we're just going to cover up the bike. Make sure it's protected. I'm just going to turn the wheel a little bit so we have room to work. One of the first steps it does say is to raise the tank up, but that seems like a lot of work for nothing. On the other side, we didn't have to do that. We seem to have luck with accessing the wires in here. So we're going to try that again, and hopefully we don't have any issues, but I think we'll be good. Alright, so we're just grabbing a screwdriver to pop this little piece out. It's just rubber. Alright. Mostly out. Should be able to just pull it up. Get my hand behind it and pull it out. There we go. Alright, and we're going to pull this out. Should be good. Just put this down. so we pulled back the wire loom and pulled up the wire. There's just enough room in there. So for the right side, for the throttle side, it's going to be a black connection. On the left side that we did previously, it was white. So you can just unplug this here, this little clip, just pull it out. Try not to lose this in there. Probably will slide back, but all right. And basically, we're going to be removing the stock blinkers. So we're going to take this whole wire out. We'll just cut this off and pull it through up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that little fishing wire I showed you to attach to this, so we can attach the other wire and just pull it through. Makes it a heck of a lot easier. We'll keep it nice and clean and neat. So that's what we'll do next. All right, so the next step is we're going to remove the stock mirror. So I have a 1/2 inch socket, and we basically have to loosen up all this stuff so we can gain access under here. So just want to be careful when you're loosening this, because it all kind of comes apart together. Happy's gonna kill me. Dropping things on his bike. Okay, I just like to put the spare parts, or the parts, because we do need some of these, off to the side somewhere where you can find them. So on top of something that you can see easily is always good. All right. All right, so now we got to, there's some Torx things on here that we got to disconnect. There's 2 of them, one on the top and then one underneath here. And this is a T25. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Again, just put these somewhere safe. Sorry, it's almost there. Okay. Down. Okey-dokey. Probably get a better look in there from this way. We just got to kind of open this up and look so we can see where to route all the wires. All right, so now that we've got this all kind of popped apart, just to gain better access, we're just gonna slide the throttle off a little bit, and then you can start to see this wire comes up and runs out through here and into this. So we are gonna go back down in here. Basically, we want to be able to fish through the wire, the end of this, because we're going to have to pull out this one. It's just easier to fish it through when it's straight. So, try to pull this out gentle. It's right there. There we go. Fish this out here. this way. Make it as straight as possible, I guess, so it doesn't get as stuck. All right, so first thing we're going to do is basically lubricate the stuff so that when the wire goes through, it flows through smoothly and doesn't get stuck. So kind of let it sit in for a minute. Here without and since we're not going to use the stock blinkers, we're just going to actually just cut this off. And then we're just going to tape our little fishing wire on here. Okay, so we're just going to tape the wire on. Nice and tight. So now that we got the little fishing wire taped up on there, we just sprayed it again real quick with some Windex just to lubricate it and make it come through easier. So we grab the wire over here and you're just going to sort of gently pull and try to guide this through the best that you can. Make sure you feel it moving. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in there, but I think we should be good. It's flowing nice and smoothly. There it is. Perfect. All right, so now that we successfully got the wire out through there, we need it to come out through the bottom of this. You can see there's like a little grommet and the wire comes through there. So we're just going to spray it down with some more lubrication real quick and gently pull on it. We'll get the grommet out after. Got to hold on to this. Windex really makes a difference. It's amazing. And then, let's see, I'm going to take, should have taken this off first, I guess. There we go. Okay. All right, so the next step, we're going to put the mirror on here. So I'm just going to grab the new mirror. Untangle the wire. I'm going to have to fish the little grommet on this too. A grommet, black grommet in this bag. That on all the way up there. I'm going to fish the wire through the hole first. Straighten all that out after. Okay, so we've got these other parts we got to put on. It's a little thingy, I don't know what it's called. And also this, I believe it's a ground wire. So we're going to fish this up, this wire here. On this one there is a flat side, so you want the flat side to be up. See, that's wrong. You want it to go this way, so when you fish it through the wire, make sure you're putting it the right direction, because that's going to go flush against the top of this and make your connection. Should look something like that. Alright, so we got the mirror all attached. You can see up in here how everything's nice and flush. This was the one with that flat piece that I said to make sure you get up there and it's sitting nice and good. This wire here was the one that came down through the bottom of the mirror. So when you put it up there, you just want to make sure it's not getting pinched by anything, especially when you put on the acorn nut. So now we just got to put this little plastic sleeve, cover the wires. Sometimes it's helpful to spray them, but I'm going to try without. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to spray down these wires with the Windex to give some good lubrication. They are going to be fished through the little grommet on here. You just want to make sure that you don't tangle your wires around anything else. And then basically what's going to happen is once they're through this little grommet, we're going to attach them to our little fishing line, whatever you want to call it, which will drag them all the way out through down to here. Okay, just pulling the wires through. And once you get them through, you're going to tape them to the green fishing line. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you stagger them so that it's less bulky when you pull it through, less chance of it getting stuck. There we go. Really? Seriously? Don't do that. Okay, spraying down the wires so we can slip them on through. Maybe this is as much of that one as we can get. All right. There's a hole under here that we sort of want to guide these wires into, and then at the same time we want to try to pull on the green one on this side, so it's a little tricky. Line this one, and I may need an extra set of hands, so we might have to cut. This one is being a little bit more difficult, so we're going a little slower. You might have to stop and spray more Windex if you feel like it's not moving. Rather take your time than lose the wire in there. So just keep trying to feed it along. Should be almost there. There we go. There we go. Got both of them. All right, so we got the wire through. Almost didn't. This one came off, but it must have just come off right up here. So we got it. Thank goodness. Next thing we're going to do is start to just try to put this back together. And then we'll work on connecting all the wires. All right, so this is all mostly back together. Just got to finish putting this Torx screws back in. When you're putting this together, you just want to make sure nothing's getting pinched. All right, and then you just want to make sure you pull on the throttle and that feels good. It's not messed up or anything. It's not jammed up, not getting stuck. It feels good. All right, and now we're on to finish with the wiring. All right, so now we're gonna install the Y harness, and there's a little diagram here. We have a 3-piece connector, not a 6-piece. Because it does say 6-piece, but it's a 3-piece. And we'll be using this side. These ones will get individually taped up so that they don't make a connection. And basically, with this little piece, you can line it up in here to check the wiring. So you can see on here, it's blue, brown, and black. And that's how this piece plugs in. So when we put the wires in, you want to look at your little chart. And so the blue is on the left side, so that will be in the first slot. And then brown is actually going to go with the red because it's not brown on here. And then black and black. All right, so we put the wires in. So you got your blue, your red, your black. So snap those in. There you go. Now I'm just going to tape off the other side. All right, so the ends on this one are all taped up. And then we put some dielectric grease on here. We're going to plug this in. There we go. And we're just going to take this wire and fish it back through. Make sure it's not kinked up. Plug these two back together. And then we'll work on these two wires here. All right, so the next thing we did was we got these wires over here ready to be connected. We had to trim them a little bit just because they were still kind of long. You didn't want it to be too long in there. So you can just kind of hold it over and cut to length. Then you got these little things which are supplied in the kit, connectors, whatever you want to call them. I guess you're supposed to have a special tool when you crimp these. We don't have that, so we just used a pair of pliers and just kind of gently folded them over. You can see. So they're attached, they're on there. Might not be the prettiest, but it works. All right, so we got the black connector on here with the black and gray wires. So we're just gonna put some grease on here, plug it in. There you go. I'm just gonna hook everything up and make sure everything works okay. I guess they hyper blink because we removed the stock blinkers. So I believe that that's something we can fix at a later time by adding something in, which we may or may not do. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, it looks good. It's like Sons of Anarchy. So now we're just going to clean up the wires, zip tie them together a little bit so that they're not all over the place. And we're going to have to try to stuff them all back in here. and then go clean up the other side too. All right, so we put everything back together. So it works, thankfully. You can see we fished all the wires back into here and put the grommet things back in on both sides, so all the wires are tucked away, nice and neat. Took a little patience, but you get it all in there. Battery back up. I still got to put the battery cover back on, but it's all done. Looks good.
Would you do it again?
I don't know. It took a while. So you see, we got that little quick blinker action going on, hyper blinking. So on this other bike out here, we didn't have that problem. Mainly because we left the stock blinkers on. So that one just blinks at a normal rate. But we should be able to fix it later on down the road. It's a pretty cool feature. I like it. Now it's like Sons of Anarchy. Wow.